Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Pegatech, and we're here with another session of Roundtable of Fools. Some of us are nincompoops, some of us are idiots, and some of us are ne'er-do-wells. And of course, we're fools as well. Tonight we have Green Bear, Tommy, and Blinktron. We plan on talking about things and stuff. It's pretty random tonight. I don't think we actually have a plan. So smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to know when I post these things again. Life is funny that way. So, now, the host of our show, Tommy. Take it away, Tommy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Patrick, you look like you had something to say. You were raising a finger to grab attention, or were you...
Yeah, so, to something that Pagan Tech said. Do we ever really have a plan?
Rarely.
Okay.
Well, sometimes we actually have a guideline. I don't know if plan's a really strong word.
That's true. That's a very good point. Yeah, it kind of overstates what we does or what we does.
What we does here.
What we does.
Take two. I can't talk tonight.
Hey,
so
that's great grammar. I'm surprised you didn't jump on you for that.
Yeah. Anyways, I interrupted your intro. Please, Tommy.
Why? Thank you. Again, thank you very much. How's everybody doing? This is Tommy Scott. We have convened the Round Table of Fools for August 26th of the year 2021. And why do I say that? Because in exactly 1 week from tonight, we, being Green Bear, myself, and Blinktron, will be in Atlanta, Georgia at the one and only Dragoncon. So pretty excited about that. Now we've got plans, but of course, best laid plans. We're hoping to at the very least record a Roundtable of Fools type of a thing there. But the outdoors might be inhospitable because there's evidently a hurricane headed towards the coast, and Atlanta is far enough south to where you get the arms sort of spinning through there. So we may or may not be able to record outdoors, so maybe we'll try to figure something out indoors, drag some furniture in there. I don't know, because we got a couple other people that we want to get in on these shenanigans. And in any case, we're hoping to drag Pagan Tech in there as well via Discord here. So we'll just kind of have to, like we always do, fly by the seat of our pants and play it by ear, and see what we can do. It'll be fun because, well, we'll be all with the exception of Pagan Tech, we'll be in the same place. Plus, we'll have a couple people who haven't been on before with us, hopefully. So it promises to be a good time because there will be beer involved and there will be a bunch of us fools and idiots hanging out. So promises to be a good nice. It promises to be a good time. So looking forward to it. Plus, I have not been to Dragoncon personally in 20 years. So it's I'm looking forward to it. And of course, hanging out with these guys is just a bonus. But anyhow, so we'll do plugs real quick, and then because honestly, right before Pagan Tech and myself hit record, we were just sitting around BSing, and it's like, well, that's the show. So just hit record and let's continue BSing. So we'll run through plugs real quick. stnradio.com is me. Twitch.tv/malignant gnome is also me. I stream sort of, sporadically, if you will. So hop in there, follow me, and then you'll be notified when I actually stream something. Otherwise, you can listen at stnradio.com. We broadcast 24 hours a day. Live DJs now on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the Reverend Robert Evil has started up a new show called Blunt Force Trauma that is probably going to be starting in about 15 minutes from now. It's about 7:45.
All right, I'm out. Catch you guys later.
See ya. Bye.
He's going to broadcast Thursdays from, I guess he's planning on 8 to midnight, so a 4-hour shift.
Nice.
And it's death metal and black metal and satanic metal and doom and stoner and all the hard and heavy stuff that I wouldn't mind playing on the Forge. I just don't own a whole lot of it, to be perfectly honest. And Rob has just gigabytes and gigabytes of the stuff. So more power to him. And if he wants to do yet another show, who am I to tell him no? So
that's right.
If that's your cup of tea, Thursdays at 8, Blunt Force Trauma. black metal, death metal, satanic metal, you know, the whole thing. So, and we know we can't wrap it up in 15 minutes.
No.
So, yeah, stnradio.com is where you can find all the goodness. Just, I'm going to have to add him to the schedule now that I think about it. So hit the website for scheduling information and the DJs and links to Pagan Tech's channels, links to Green Bear's channels. And, you know, you can just go there and then hop over and see all the other stuff there. So I will, since I'm getting hand signals from Pagan Tech, he's going to be next. So go ahead and
I was
plug
pointing at
your-
Green Bear. He's up there.
okay. All right. So go ahead and plug your stuff up there.
Oh, okay. My stuff is, well, you're watching youtube.com/Pagantech, Pagantek. My Twitch channel is twitch.tv/Pagantek. I know, shocking, right? And usually when I do Twitch, and I actually am working on building a schedule out, because I seem to be having a couple of days where I know I can sit down and stream. So I think if I want to build up my followers, I want to get some more people. I think I want to make sure that I've got a good format that I think I like. Usually streaming flight sim or Kerbal or some science stuff, space stuff. Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, if they ever get their acts together. But here recently, we've been really jamming out on Aliens. What is that, Elite Fireteam?
Fireteam.
Yeah,
That's it.
Fireteam
Elite.
Elite. I was pretty damn close. That shit is the bomb. I'm digging it. So, yeah. Good. This button.
There we go. Green Bear.
Streaming a lot more lately, having a hell of a lot of fun. Got a brand new toy that I got to get up and running. Oh yeah.
The precious.
Yes, my baby. Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Jerry Formal's got one too.
That's
I've
the
got a,
shit right there.
Yes, it is. It's good stuff.
And the past week or so, I've started really teaching myself how to actually use the standard Streamdeck, which is what I got to begin with. And I'm upgrading to that little monster, the precious. In the meantime, though, it's given me a new outlet to pursue my streams and bring a little bit more personality, a little bit more interactivity with my viewers, and just to have fun with it. Because it feels like I'm back in the booth again, or back in the recording studio, just having fun with sound and music beds, and fuck yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. So come in, give me a reason to come up with more ideas.
Wow.
Awesome. And Patrick, I'm assuming you have at least one plug.
At least one. Just
the one.
Every time he shows that, my soul dies a little.
And mine Snickers.
Now, isn't that a Macintosh style plug? Because
from an old iPad.
yeah, okay, because I have one similar to that, but it came from my iPod. So obviously mine doesn't have the middle finger and the smirky face on it, but you know.
Well, I can hook you up with that when you come down.
That would be great. Because I mean, I've still got a working iPod. It's the third, maybe the fourth generation. It's got the monochrome screen and the click wheel.
You still have an iPod?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I use it every day, but yeah, I've still got one. Oh, you got lots of more faces. Oh, that's great.
I never had an iPod. I want to get one. I still want to get one.
Wow. It's called an iPhone now.
Yeah.
No!
Yeah, you can do everything and then some.
Just don't
They already
do
got
that
an
to
Android. Right.
Just don't what?
Don't do that to yourself.
Oh, I mean, I actually enjoyed mine for many, many years. But I mean, it's just, I mean, I've still got the charger and the cable and everything for it. I mean, I just don't have use for it. You know, I mean, if I want to listen to music, I'll either put on a record, put on a CD, sit down in front of my computer, or I can stream stuff, you know, pretty much everything through my phone these days, like everybody can. So, you know.
I mean, if it gets down to it, just pop it up on your watch.
Well, you know, that is something that I want to get. As nerdy as it is, I really want to get a smartwatch one of these days because I just think they're cool and they're useful now that there's a lot more apps for them and all that stuff. I think there's a lot. You know what though? The weirdest thing is to see people walking around talking to their wrist like they're Dick Tracy or something, because the guy yeah, exactly. That guy JJ that I work with at that I help out at Steel City Con on occasion, he's got an Apple Watch, and his phone was in his backpack or something, the actual phone, but he had his watch on. He was just doing everything through his watch, and I saw him walk out of the booth, and he's like talking into it. I'm like, what the? He's like, oh yeah, you can take and make and receive phone calls on this thing and everything. It's great. I'm like, of course he's got to stick it right up to his ear to hear anything, which probably wouldn't work for me since my hearing is crap after all these years. But
what?
Exactly. What?
I want one of those. Have you seen these? They're 3D printed. I think that they are. I've seen them for a while, but it's a Pip-Boy from the Fallout series.
I have seen that. Would be cool. I'm wondering when somebody's going to start making smart devices that you like, but that you just wear on your wrist all the time, rather than having the device in your pocket, They
make Pip-Boy replicas where you slide your phone in it.
Oh, seriously?
And
that's what I'm talking about.
And it has the Pip-Boy screen on it, and you can control it and actually use it for your wrist.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Well, that's super cool. All right. Well, there you go then. We live
They've
in
also got, I saw them working on it a few years ago. I have no idea how sci-fi it was or how real it was or not, but I saw demonstrations of it. But there is a wristband that you can wear that actually projects a keyboard onto your arm, and you can actually type on your arm.
Really?
Yeah, they make desktop versions of that too that are basically light keyboards. It's just a little dongle that sits in front of you and displays a keyboard onto your desktop. It's the same idea.
Lasers so that the edges are nice and clean.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Looks cool.
They had one where the top of the watch or top of the wristband would actually project the phone on the back of the hand, so you'd hold your hand up like this and do your phone.
I'm just waiting for the Cyberpunk Air where you can get an implant in your head and just do it all, virtually or just like, do it.
Hello,
hands-free. Exactly.
Hello,
because it's easy. Although I got to tell you, in the Expanse, they have these cool devices. It's about the size of a cell phone, but it's all glass or all clear glass except for the bottom. There's like a silver sort of a base to it, and it acts as It acts as a smartphone. You watch TV on it, you take and receive calls on it, and this and that and the other thing. But it's all kind of like a holographic in the glass. It's really a neat device.
On that same one, I do like how the display actually comes out of the sides of the glass and around it, so it makes it bigger.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that's what I'm waiting for. And then just the implant in the head, just because I'm lazy and I don't want to care. Anyway.
Yeah. Don't even have to open your mouth to tell somebody to fuck off.
That is right. That is the dream, my friends. So, I have not been in these shenanigans quite yet, but as somebody mentioned, I think Phil mentioned, Alien Fireteam Elite has been the big thing since it was released. This Tuesday, right?
Yes.
It was released on Tuesday, right? Yeah, so and I know Jerry Formal. Oh, by the way, Jerry Formal will not be with us again this evening. He's not even off work for another 10 minutes, so he will probably just come home and collapse in his room and or get on his get on his computer and do whatever it is he does up there.
Welcome to adulting.
The backflow. It was the backflow.
So, but my point with that was that Jerry Formal has also been Alien Fireteam, and apparently, again, I haven't played it yet, so I will defer to these other three. Let's call them gentlemen in the room here, and yes,
loosely.
Loosely, yes, and I use the term loosely to talk about Alien Fireteam because, like I said, I have not hopped in there yet, solo or with a team. So, whoever would like to take the lead and just riff on Alien Fireteam Elite for a while, please do, because I want to know these things.
I nominate Pagan Tech. I nominate Pagan Tech because he and I have the exact same feelings on the game.
Yes, okay. I believe so too. All right, so. If you liked the Alien universe, this is a game for you. However, you have to approach the game thinking about how the movies are constructed. The first movie was horror. That was sheer terror. The second one was shoot 'em up. It wasn't scary. It was a bloodbath. Well, it was an acid bath, but yeah.
Action, right.
Yeah, it was an action flick. Number 3 was more drama, psychological. Number 4 was the abortion. Or was it number 5, the abortion? Whichever one. But yeah, there was the 3, and then there was the one that shall not be named. This one has the feel of number 2, of Aliens. It is colonial marines. They're out there to kick some ass. It is wave after wave after wave of the drones. They're not there to be big badasses. They're there to be cannon fodder, and you blow them away. It's fantastic. I love it. The feel is great. The feel is perfect. It feels like the movie. Sounds, looks, everything. The music is dead on. The sound effects are lifted directly out of the movie, probably directly out of the original assets. Everything. If you liked number 2, this is the game for you.
Yeah, and I saw last night, I was watching the stream off and on, but I caught one point where Green got attacked by one of the drones. Not the little ones. I'm talking about the one that looks like the original Alien.
The soldiers.
The soldier, yeah. The one when it attacked you and you missed one of your button presses to escape and it stabbed you with the tail.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that was perfect.
It was great.
Because I just saw it pop right over its shoulder and just whack right through your chest.
Yeah. And like any big game, first couple of weeks, couple of months, it's not, bug free. Well, it's got a lot of bugs in it if you count the critters as bugs, but it is a bug hunt. But I mean, if you're looking for an absolute perfect game without glitches or anything like that, I don't think you're ever going to get a game like that. But this one is relatively glitch free. There's a couple of things that I'd probably like to tweak on, like I like lip syncing done for the cutscenes. Yes. I think that moving around in the Marine ship is pretty nice, but to get to the cutscenes, it's just like, you're looking like a mannequin. I mean, this is really kind of awkward. Is it telepathy that we're going with here? But I saw a couple of graphical glitches. I think one time I saw the monster shoot across the scene, but overall, it's more enjoyable than it is any type of distraction.
I only really have one thing that I really didn't appreciate about it, but it wasn't anything major. It was cosmetic. Literally, it was the cosmetics. You can't preview anything in the shop unless you have the funds to purchase it.
Oh, no, you were doing that last night. That might be the fix that rolled yesterday.
Okay.
Maybe.
I haven't played since the fix dropped down.
Okay.
Yeah, because when we played Tuesday night, I couldn't preview anything. So, unless even if you could purchase it, you couldn't. It wouldn't preview. You have to buy it and hope that it looks.
Yeah. Well, I was previewing it yesterday, so I know that is a function. I don't know if it's because I had enough credits or not, because I was able to preview it and I had credits. But I know there was a couple of outfits that Green was trying on that he didn't have credits for, but they were showing up. So maybe
there's a button that actually says preview.
Oh.
So you said that they've already. You said they put out a. I don't want to call it an update or a patch, but they've already updated it. Okay, cool. Well, that's good. I mean, that's a good indicator that maybe they're gonna, that's gonna have some long-term.
It didn't seem like it was a big patch either. It was only a couple hundred meg, I think. I mean, it wasn't like one of those usual 60 gig day one patches. No, it was pretty reasonable. Yeah.
Green, put the baby away.
Something else about Fireteam is, aside from them not having the lip syncing, the voice acting is well done. There are a couple of times when I thought, well, okay, that sounds like you're reading a cue card. But for the most part, the actors are on. They don't shy away from colorful language.
Feels like Marines. Feels like I would expect from Marines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, of any of us in here, you probably dealt with Marines the most.
Yeah.
They're
fucked up people, that's for sure. I love them to death. I'm glad they had my back on the ship, but I will never forget going in off the ship, going towards shore, playing Bloody Knuckles on the away ship, on the away boat, on the way there to see who'd pay for drinks that night.
I don't even know what that is, and it doesn't sound fun.
So you punch each other's knuckles until they start bleeding, and the first person to give up pays.
Yeah, pass. I'll just
Marines.
Beers. I don't care.
I just won't drink.
Marines.
Yeah, that's
Same.
it's actually probably the best option right there.
No, we drank a lot, so yeah.
This is true.
Sailors, Australia, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
There's that.
So I guess overall, then thumbs up from everybody on Alien Fireteam Elite so far. Then it sounds like.
The
Yeah,
gameplay itself was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
The
gameplay
scenery
great.
was amazing. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Green.
I have some criticisms about the predictability of the incoming swarms. Like, yeah, that's your terrible towel.
No, the terrible towel is here.
No, but that's a towel. That's terrible.
It's green.
Gross.
I know.
Oh my!
There was a part in the game last night where it felt in Aliens. Yes, there was the fear of not always knowing when you were going to get attacked, and they do have a little bit in there where like one of the aliens drops down from a ceiling vent, and when you're running and not paying attention, that's a nice little jump scare. I would like to have seen it more like the aliens' vent attacks in like number 3, where just a pair of hands comes down and snatches you up in the air. And I thought it would have been nice to have like a little button mashing game, like when the drones pick you up when you're playing, which is what happened to me last night. And you have to hit the right buttons to dodge the jaw attack. But at no point, I always felt either, okay, here we go again. It felt like a shooting gallery. You know, the kind where you're aiming down the sight, you just got enemies moving around, and you just got to hit them. It didn't feel, and I must say this first, I enjoyed it. This is not a criticism. I just wish they would do something more with this. It felt like I was at a carnival shooting gallery.
Right, until near the end of the wave when everything went to shit after you missed one drone.
Yes.
And it got through, and then you were surrounded.
Yes.
Then it's
but
cover your ass.
Oh yeah. But still, the first several levels just felt like, okay, shooting gallery, run to take a new stance. The feature for taking cover, when you're going against the aliens, just didn't really feel useful to me because they all engage you on a melee level. What are you hiding from? Well, you got the spitters. They spit
the
grenades,
jumpers.
basically.
Jumpers have to come around the corner to get you. Then,
Yeah, it still didn't feel.
Now, keep in mind, we only played the first level, the first three sets of the first level, and then the first level of the second pack, or the second stage.
Right.
So we have we're not even halfway through the game, and I don't know what's ahead. I don't.
Well, there is a point where you have to fight the androids, which shoot back at you, which is where the cover mechanic will come into play.
Absolutely. I watched several reviews about. I know that's coming, but there was just something. Like I said, I loved the game. Pagan Tech, I had a blast. So I think there was just something about maybe that I was expecting. I don't want to say expecting more. I expected a little more atmosphere. Maybe it was the lighting, which for what it is, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Shut up, baby. But there's just something about it was missing.
Tommy, you look so confused.
I am very confused. Yeah.
By what?
About whose baby, and why did you tell him or her to shut up?
Because I was leaning backwards and the chair started creaking.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. Okay, I didn't pick that up. Sorry. Please continue.
But there are parts in, say, Left 4 Dead, and even in Back 4 Blood, where the atmosphere, it's like the air effects, the particle effects in the air that make the atmosphere really added to the atmosphere. I hope they add some kind of elements like that to it.
No idea. We'll keep going. That's the goal.
Yep. So it's,
Finish all the stories, and then we can start working on the other portions of the actual gameplay, the different characters or the different loadouts and things like that.
So far,
Yeah,
I'd say,
'cause-
if you're any kind of fan of this, it's a must-buy. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
And
Just
so
making
far,
observations.
I've only played Gunner, so I don't even know what it's like to play the Tech or the Demolisher.
And I've
This-
only played
or the Medic.
Yeah, say there's a
Yeah.
medic too, I thought. Yeah.
Which one? The big the
Demolisher.
smart gun. Demolisher. Yeah, that's the one I played, is the Demolisher, and I'm interested to see what the other gameplay is like. It's got to think of it. You got to approach it differently, I'm sure. There's bonuses to getting those leveled up as well.
Yeah, and it's been just flat out fun. I've enjoyed what time I've spent so far.
Well,
And it does have a solo aspect, but I would not recommend playing solo.
Yeah,
You
the
can.
bots are kind of dumb.
It's still fun, but like you just said, bots are dumb. You'll get more out of it if you play with other players.
Although
That's
we
good to
did
know.
have a bot last night. That poor bot last night. How he got knocked down. He's dragging himself across the bridge. We're like, I will leave him. No, he's really helped us out so much. Let's go save him.
Oh yeah, you got to
Refocus.
So I'm hoping that eventually maybe they'll expand the teams to 4, like Left 4 Dead and Back 4 Blood. I mean,
I don't know.
Oh, he
No,
says
he's trying to reset the camera.
resetting. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they will. I think it'd be fun to have that option.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, Green and I were talking before we fired up this shindig. There's what, 5 classes, like dock and engineer and demolisher.
Right.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you just don't learn, do you? Why wouldn't they do, like 4 or 5 characters? You could have one of each on a mission,
Well, actually, it's because they want you to choose what you think is appropriate for the mission.
That's a Warframe aspect right there. That's a big part of the Warframe mechanic. But I think something else, I was thinking about this earlier today. When you only have 3, but you've got 5 classes, but you can only have 3 people in a squad.
I think you have 4 classes, don't you?
5.
No, it's 5.
It's 5? Okay.
Skillup makes a mention that in his review that no matter which 3 you choose, and you can have any combination, you can have 3 of the same thing or 3 completely different. You will in fact miss the other classes that you couldn't bring.
Right.
Which I think is not a bad idea, because and I still wish they had 4, don't get me wrong. But having 3 will force you to think and play differently. So that's going to really, as opposed to we've got all 4 classes, it's going to be the same mechanic. Everybody's going to learn to play them all the same way, and it's going to be the same experience, just you're playing the doctor or this or that or the other. This way, you have to consider that you don't have that character here, so we have to do this instead.
Right.
So you are forced to think strategically and tactically different each run through. Now, that's just my take on it.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. I'm down for that. Yeah.
Yeah, right there, Tom?
Yeah, I was turning the light on. I forgot to turn my ring light on. Started. I was like, why does it look so weird and shadowy? Oh, wait a minute, because I didn't turn my ring light on. Not that
it is you.
I mean, aren't you playing like death metal now?
Well, not like now. That's Rob.
Oh, right. Yeah. On the air.
On the station, yes, that's true.
On that would be stnradio.com.
That's true. But it's not all death metal all the time. So just so we're clear.
No.
Yeah.
And yes, I have it playing in the background.
Oh, do you?
Oh, cool.
Awesome. Yeah, Rob does a really good job. So I was talking. He and I were chatting the other day. He got all excited because he did his own promo. Phil, what the hell's going on over there?
You all right?
Yeah. Got a strobe going on over there. He's trying to hypnotize him.
Sure.
But he got all excited because he created his own his own promo for a show. And I was like, oh yeah, that's cool and all. We were talking about this and that, and he was like, well, I know what it was, since I'm going to be out of town, he's offered to do like the Friday free for all and stuff. I'm like, dude, I said, you can do as much or as little as you want to, because I'm going to have the board with me, so Patty won't be able to do her Beatles show. Obviously, the Forge, same thing. I won't be there. Round Table of Fools probably won't get aired because, well, we'll all be in Atlanta still at that point. So Rob's like, well, I was like, you can do as little or as much as you want to. I said, I don't want to impose on your free time. And he was like, dude, all I've got is free time. Okay, well, that's fair. So Rob may be doing the Friday free-for-all. He'll obviously be doing Rising Down after that. But beyond that, I'm not sure what he is or is not going to do. He might actually do the dance party as well on Saturday, because he and I used to double team that. I would do the first 2 or 3 hours, and he'd do the second 2 or 3 hours, whatever it was. So
considering the shows he does, that should be an interesting dance party.
Yeah, well, it'll probably be all goth and industrial, knowing Rob, but that's fine. You can dance to it. So
that's true. That's true.
It is dancey. So anyway, that's So the schedule for that is I will be leaving. I'm hoping to leave the house by 7 or 8. What's that going to be? Wednesday to drive down to North Carolina. Yeah, so I'm hoping to leave by 7 or 8. Stop in Virginia for lunch. Drive down the rest of the way. Eat some Zaxby's. Oh
yeah, boy.
Nice. And then
Thursday we'll be eating some pizza from Mellow Mushroom.
Mellow Mushroom, yes, indeedy. Yeah, I haven't eaten in a long time. Yeah, and then it's every man for himself. We're just going to have to scrounge scraps and raid the. I'm assuming you're going to do a con suite, but who knows what kind of safety restrictions are going to be in place for the con suite. So,
well, I just figured
bringing food.
Okay, so we're going to have an outdoor area to sit down and if we want to at the hotel. So I figured we just run to a restaurant, grab food, bring it back to the hotel, have dinner, lunch, whatever, right there in the courtyard.
That makes perfect sense to me. I'm down for that. That just sounds like an easy. And you said that the outdoor area is covered, right?
Part of it is
partially covered. Okay, well, that's cool.
There's like a tiki bar there that has a covered sitting area.
Do they serve tiki drinks?
They might.
Do they serve alcohol?
No, it's not open all the time. Only when they have it's literally just an outdoor party area.
Gotcha. Okay, that's cool.
So you could have a bar set up there if you wanted to.
I don't think we need to go and spend.
It's a relatively small hotel, but it's comfy.
Yeah. Well, plus it doesn't cost $1 bajillion to stay there too, and
right.
You were able to get a reservation there, so
right.
Because I know a lot of people are been out of shape now because they're like, oh well, COVID, we're and the hotels are like, oh well, we're not going to give you a refund, and Dragoncon's not going to give them a refund. So, some people are just out money, which were it me, and if I were like Legacy with a hotel, I would just eat it and be done with it, because it's like the chances of you getting Legacy for one of the host hotels or getting into a host hotel without being Legacy, I should say, are fairly slim. So,
which is why I'm surprised that Mike and Rick managed to get in.
I'm not sure what the story is there. You'll have to ask if you chat with one of them, ask them what the deal is there, because I don't know. I just got bits and pieces from Rick about.
Do we want to know?
Yeah, what you got in the what do you have in the drink receptacle?
Kool-Aid.
Just Kool-Aid?
Yes, just Kool-Aid.
Oh man, that's boring. And then
well, cool. So all right. So Fireteam, thumbs up. And I'm sure they'll eventually be putting out some DLC for it, and
it ruins it when you show it with the top still on the bottle.
True.
So I'm gonna have to hop in there at some point, because the other night when you guys were playing that, I was playing Minecraft, of course. I've been enjoying the Minecraft server, by the way.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I kind of figured we would enjoy it.
Yeah, it's been fun. Green was saying he hasn't hopped in there yet, but he has gotten to play Alien Fireteam. So.
Yeah, well, we at least got him into the game and got his character set up, and
oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, we got.
I haven't even done that yet. I need to create my character and everything. I guess.
Oh no, in Minecraft. We got,
yeah.
Green signed into Minecraft, and he was at least in the area there, and got all kinds of fun stuff set up. We got Optifine installed, and ooh,
nice. I built that.
Oh, fancy shit.
Fancy. I built an extra house in Minecraft. If you want to move in and use it, you can, because now I have the gnome home, my cave, and then I have the house that I built. So,
yeah.
Well, cool. So, gentlemen, what else is going on? We were talking 90 miles a minute before we hit the record button. Now that we're recording, it's just like boogers.
Well, I mean, you put us on the spot, man. Come on, you can't do that.
That's my job as host, to put you on the spot. Isn't
the
it?
hostess with the most.
Well,
that's the hostess. I'd hate to see the Twinkie.
Oh my!
Oh, look, there's the Twinkie.
What's for dinner? Volkswagen for lunch. Again.
Sorry.
Well, here's a topic.
Yeah.
Because it seems like all four of us have been, or to one degree or another, all interested in this. I'm really enjoying the Stream Deck. Can somebody point me in a direction with some royalty-free, I guess, whatever, sound effects?
That way.
Yes, I have them.
I
I have a whole thing of them.
Yep, I've got a couple of pages bookmarked that I go to relatively, I don't want to say frequently, when I need sound effects, free sound effects, because I'm a cheap, broke bastard. There's like a couple of pages that I have bookmarked that I'll send to you in chat or whatever. I say Pagan Tech's probably got a bunch too. And there's also, if you're looking for like background music, like music bed type stuff for your, play while you're streaming, or, I use it when I cut promos sometimes. There, if you go to Spotify, well, just go to streambeats.com. There's this guy on YouTube. He streams all the time. He's a great YouTuber, but he has created all this background music for free. It's all royalty free. So it's called streambeats.com. There's all there's like 80s style, there's EDM, there's there's all kinds of stuff in there. Yeah, and it's all, and he just puts it out there because he uses it when he streams, but I mean,
and what's it called again?
Streambeats.com.
Hug it out, bitch.
And it specifically says at the top of the page for Twitch streamers and YouTube.
Yep, that's exactly why he made all the music. Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll honestly throw on the retro playlist sometimes and just let it roll, because there's just lots of cool like synth type music in there, and I really love that kind of stuff. So, and I've used a couple of his. This one. No, not that one. The sort of the, what's the word I'm looking for? The
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
no
Gravy. Sushi.
42.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
dubstep music that I use to intro and outro this show is one of his I got off of Streambeats. So
Okay.
You all right there, bud?
Yeah, it's not going through the audio, but that was really fucking funny. I don't know. Did it actually?
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
It's coming in the desktop audio too. So
yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to fool around, but that's another thing too. So when I first started doing STN radio, I was using voice meter. Well, I donated, to get Potato, which is like the big mamma jamma. It's got it's ridiculous. And to me, it was very, very confusing. So I was like, I will just scale back to the one below that is Banana, right? And then there's just regular voice meter, which is it's a very, very simple. But even the very simple one confuses me because there's so much in and out, and I guess I just have problems visualizing it if it's not like physical plugs going in and out. I have a really hard time.
You can see over on my monitor over here, I've got Banana running. You can see my microphone is running right there, and you can see whenever you say something, another VU goes up, and fun times. Because what I'd like to do is so this guy that the reason that I didn't play Aliens on Tuesday was because this guy that works with JD, his name's Wayne, he's a really cool guy. He does this thing where he simulcasts on, because he also has a internet radio station, but he simulcasts on, God damn it, I can't remember the name of it. I've got a mental block when it comes to this thing. Clubhouse. So he simulcasts on Clubhouse. He does his show, and he and JD just basically talk for an hour, and then he'll play some music. But he does it all on both. So he's he's pushing it out on the internet, and he's on Clubhouse. And I'd like to do something like that, or what Rob does, and I have yet to figure out how Rob does this. He will stream on Twitch at the same time, but all you hear on Twitch is his voice. You don't hear the music that he plays. All you hear is his voice. So when he's doing Banana is you'd have B1 and B2. B2 dedicated going towards let's say the radio stream out. B1 dedicated going towards the stream. You'd set your mic for B1 and B2, but the music only set to B2. So it would never go out to the stream. It would only go out to B2.
B2
the audio channel B2.
Right. Okay.
B1 is where Twitch is picked up at. B2 is where the other one's picked up at. So B1, if your microphone is set to B1 and B2,
then the microphone's going to both of those channels.
Both of those channels.
Right.
But if your music is only going to B2, then you're only going to get it going out of the one channel.
Okay. I may have to take anybody who's listening.
Oh wait, I got a button for that.
Zoom.
The sign language and the fingers were flying hot and heavy while Pegatech was explaining all that. So what I may do is I may have to take a Saturday afternoon, because I don't want to do it while I'm trying to, do my show or do a show or something. So maybe I'll fool around with that on.
I can show you my setup, because I have a similar setup, because I have certain audio going to here, but I have my sound effects going to both Discord and the recorder, which are set up on two different channels.
Cool. So, all right. So what I may do then is I may pick your brain on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, and I may just wait until after Dragoncon, so I'm not getting myself all stressed out about it,
Sure. No worries.
But that sounds cool, because I guess originally, like I said, I was just using voice meter, and it really, really confused me. So then I moved to the Rodecaster, and I love the Rodecaster. It can do like 1,000 things, but there are certain limitations to it, which I think voice meter, probably Banana, the mid-size. You don't need the big one, but the little one I think wouldn't be enough. Maybe voice meter Banana will help enhance and give me a little bit more control. I just have to really learn it and understand it. And I've really tried to do that, and it just really confuses me. So
I can absolutely help you out, because I think I've got it down to a science.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll fool with that. Like I said, I think I'll just wait to fool around with that all after Dragoncon, get back in, get everything plugged up, and then maybe a Saturday afternoon or something if you're not busy, or a Sunday afternoon, whatever works better for you. Because I know for all of us during the week, unless it's like this Thursday night thing, usually during the week we're all busy doing other stuff. We're gaming, or
sometimes,
or I'm on the air, or Green's going out to dinner, or just whatever. But we all have lives outside of this, so whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Voice Meter is definitely, it's a strong program. It does
Yeah,
amazing things,
Yeah.
but sometimes to get over that hurdle of wrapping your head around all that
Right.
it does, it's
Yep.
it's very steep.
Yeah. Now, do you have any of the virtual audio cables installed?
Yeah, not the virtual audio cables, but I am using Voice Meter as a virtual audio box. So I have different channels set for different inputs and outputs, and it's all based off of what the virtual, the Voice Meter virtual outs are called, virtual ins and virtual outs.
Cool.
But I can show you that when we sit down.
Yeah. Awesome. Because I picked up, this has been like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I picked up a headphone stand, right? Because I was like, well, I don't want to just leave my headphones laying on the desk, a little stand. I found it over at, fucking hell. GameStop. I found it at GameStop. I think it's their brand. It's a very simple one, nothing fancy, not even RGB. But it's got audio in and out on the front, and it's got 3 USB ports. So I'm like, oh, sweet, I can plug stuff right in there on the desktop, yada, yada, more USB ports, the better. And they're all USB 3, so they're all, high speed. But what it also does is, of course, it acts as a sound card. So now there's yet another entry for in and out on everything that I do now. I'm like, holy fucking hell.
Well, we can work on that too, because that's.
I just unplugged the goddamn thing just to get it in the mix because. Oh, and I've disabled. I went into Windows and disabled the microphone on both my cameras to get them out of the mix as well because. And then as soon as you unplug and replug, Windows is like, "Oh, hey, there's a new microphone," and I'm like, "Fuck off! I don't want to use this microphone." And then anytime
you should see Green's list. It's like.
Yeah. And then anytime you unplug and replug an HDMI device, it's like, oh, a new audio device is detected. I'm like, no, there's no fucking speakers on that. And honestly, I'm not even exaggerating. I bet 25% of the calls that I get just on average at work, no matter where I'm working, somebody has either gotten a new monitor or has unplugged and replugged their HDMI monitor. Windows says, oh, here's a new device, and it switches the audio to the speaker, to the monitor, which, of course, most modern monitors don't have built-in speakers. So then their audio goes from working to not working, and all they've done is plugged in the monitor, and they're like, my sound isn't working.
Why can't I get notifications that my email has come in? It used to work, but it doesn't anymore.
Exactly. I bet 25% of the calls that I get just on average are that exact same thing. It's like, have you uninstalled or have you unplugged and replugged your monitor? Oh, yeah, I just moved it from. Well, that's why.
There you go.
Yeah.
Winner, chicken dinner.
That's right. Windows is dumb. So anyway, all right. Well, so cool. Once all the madness of Dragoncon is past, I will, because I've got the install for all 3. I donated however much for the guy. Because it is a nice piece of software. So, and I've already got him. So I'll just reinstall, I think, Banana, and then you and I will just work on it on whenever you've got time. It's at your leisure. I mean, Saturday or Sunday, whatever works best for you. We'll spend a couple hours.
Same. I gave him the donation, whatever it was. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, it's well worth it. I mean, even though I'm using it now, it's worth it because it's a great piece of software. Yeah. I'm
more than happy to try a piece of software, but if I like it, I'm going to use it, and I'm going to definitely give the donation if it's donation.
Yeah. Well, it's the same with the radio station software that I use. It's called Play It Live. It's you use it to queue up all your spots, and you use it to queue up your music and this and that and the other thing, and you can control it. You got clocks, you got schedules, you get all this stuff. And the guy just made it for free. He's like, here, but of course he makes plugins for it. He makes a broadcaster plugin. He makes a voice track plug-in module, which is nice. So you pre-record your audio, your breaks. Hey, that was such and so, and this and that and the other thing, and now here's such, then you insert that into your list, and then you just hit play and just let it roll. So I've donated for a couple of the plugins for it because again, it's just a fantastic piece of software.
The Flight Sim, Microsoft Flight Sim that actually you can see in the background here as my virtual background. I'm actually in the cockpit of one of the planes. There's a program that's free to use. It's called NeoFly, And Neofly is an economy plugin that lets you take missions, get paid for doing different things. You have to, you can buy your aircraft. You have to pay for fuel. You pay for parking. You pay for all the different aircraft maintenance things. You pay for repairs if you land heavy, and it detects all that. And he gives it away for free. And if you donate to different levels, you get additional features like random events or actual objects that you can see while you're flying around and things like that. So I gave him full donation because I think that that's absolutely worth it. I love running the missions in Neofly. I think you've seen probably a couple of the flight sim that I've been doing the emergency missions for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's Neofly.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. No, that looks like fun. Yeah, and like you said, if it's a decent piece of software, and these folks work hard on these things, and like particularly with the Play It Live, the guy who wrote Play It Live, started a Facebook page, and he's on there answering questions all the time. It's like like him. It's not like an assistant or something like that, or I've got a mod that answers. No, it's him on there answering questions and taking suggestions for changes and updates and bug reports and all that stuff. He's on the Facebook page all the time, so definitely worth it. Yeah.
Neofly is the same way. He's got a Discord server, and he's got a whole channel for suggestions, and he'll open up suggestions, and then they'll vote on the suggestions coming up features, and they'll be like, okay, well, we want to track this particular metric in our flights, and everybody votes for it, so he'll throw it into the updates. And
that's super cool.
It's pretty fantastic. He's updating pretty regularly.
Nice. So, Green, I know you said that you are currently using the mid-level Stream Deck, the 15 button, right? And you've upgraded to the XL, or you will be upgrading to the XL, I guess. So that gives you, how many buttons are on the XL? Like 20, 25? I mean, there's a lot of.
Let's see here.
See, there's row of 4 and 8, so 32. Is that right?
Yep, 32.
32 buttons. Yeah, wow, that's awesome. I was thinking about going with the because I'm going to get another one for myself. I was thinking about going with the mini, but that gives you only 6 buttons. So I think the 15, my precious. I think the 15 button will suffice for my needs.
Yeah. And what you can do with a Stream Deck.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Is that the button? The button? Did my button work? This one? Yeah, this one. Okay. So what I've done with my Stream Deck is I have pages, and this is a great function for any of the Stream Decks, is you can actually change pages. So this button is a page that goes to my flight sim pages.
Yeah,
navigate specific for my flight sim.
Right.
Yep, and then my button goes back to my streaming button.
Yeah.
I've done the same thing with my stream. I've got one page is my intro and music beds. One page is just for slobs, and one page is just for sound effects that I use during stream. And that's the reason why I went up to the big guy, is as wonderful as it is, and it works very well. Now that I've gotten a grasp on just how powerful this little device is, how useful it is, I don't have enough buttons. I had to get the bigger one.
Need more buttons.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, so I can actually plug into Flight Sim with this Stream Deck. I could do things in Flight Sim on the Stream Deck, like increase my altitude for autopilot, change my autopilot settings, or change my radio functions, or things like that. And so that's fantastic. And what I have figured out finally was I can set up multi-function scenes so that if I want to go to a break, it will go to my break scene, mute my microphone, mute my desktop audio, and set a timer. And then when I break out of it, go to my desktop, it will unmute my desktop 1, unmute desktop 2, unmute microphone, go to desktop scene, single, and go from there. So yeah, it's pretty freaking powerful.
Let me ask you this then. Do you, in Voicemeeter, do you have the Stream Deck as an audio source?
No.
Really?
Stream Deck is not an audio source. Stream Deck will pipe to a specific audio input, and that is something that you pipe into Voicemeeter, like Stream Deck, I'll set it for voice meter aux, which is B2. So anything that's coming in on B2, I know aux is my B2. So anything that I want to program for aux, I just have to make sure B2 goes to the correct locations.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I was trying something like
that. I see you're trying to wrap your head around it. You have to see the settings in order to understand it, because I can't explain it. Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
They call it potato for a reason, because you feel like a potato trying to run it.
I'm telling you, dude, I got so frustrated with everything. And then I saw Streamdeck. I saw the Rodecaster Pro. I'm like, that's more what I'm used to with physical, sliders and the whole 9 yards. What I'm hoping to do, are you playing with your ball on camera?
Your balls.
Balls of steel.
Busted. What I'm hoping to do is mount my big monitor here. I got a 32-inch monitor in front of me. Mount it on the wall, and then move the Rodecaster over in front of me, so I can have everything right in front of me. Because right now the Rodecaster's off to the side, and it's kind of a stretch to get to all my levels and stuff. So it'd be nice to have everything right here in front of me. But I'd have to get another wall mount and blah blah blah. So once again, a project for another day. Oh, and something else that Green and I were talking about too is mounting the TV back there. I'd have to figure out the because you get the glare on just even on the plexiglass back here. You get the glare from the monitors. So,
plus your brightness might go out of whack and make it too bright.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, this cheapo camera, I don't know that it may not affect it at all, because it's not that great, honestly. But he did bring up a good point as well. If you can angle the TV, which if I get a wall mount for it, I'll make sure that you can angle it, left and right and up and down, whatever axes those are. So maybe I can actually, if not eliminate, then greatly reduce any glare off of, because I've got, the light over here as well that'll shine down up above here. So,
Tommy, here's something else. In the studio, I'm using reflected light off of the walls.
Oh,
if you
right.
put that TV back there, you will not need all the light on that you've got. In fact, that TV behind you will show up a lot better and will look really badass, like without the light in the background. That's why I just turned on my lights. You can see the accent lights here.
Okay.
But when I turn off my lighting, this is reflective light.
Right.
These are two. Like let's say my phone is the lamp.
Yeah.
I've got two of them on either side of my monitor behind it, pointed at the wall.
Oh, so they're not pointed at you; they're pointed at the wall. Reflecting light. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So the light is coming off even. You're not seeing it really reflected in my glasses.
Right.
I'm not having to go, oh my God, that's fucking bright.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable. It's very diffused. And this is a level that I like, to where you can see me clearly in the foreground.
Right.
But behind me is dark enough that you can see, oh, there's some cool shit back there. What is that?
Yeah.
But it makes the lights pop.
Right.
Now, if I turn
that'll be another. If I can interrupt for a second, that'll be another advantage of moving the TV from here to there, because then I will be able to reflect light off of the. I'll be able to do indirect light. Right now, I can't because the TV is here.
Yeah. So when I turn my lights off, hold on. There we go.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
That's the difference.
I like it.
Conversely, when you turn your lights up higher than you normally do, you tend to start getting washed out, or tend to get peaky.
Yes.
Well, I mean, he's pale to begin with.
I am. Now, regarding these lights, if I pull up the not the temperature, saturation, I think.
The brightness, yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Now I'm doing that this is using my phone.
What lights are those that you've got reflecting on the wall? Are those like those Elgato lights? Or
yes, that's exactly what they are.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Come on.
Jaguar.
There we go. That is both lights at full brightness.
Okay.
And if I bring
still reflecting off the wall though, which is good. Okay. Yeah.
Right. And that's not too washed out.
That is a beautiful level right there.
Yeah, it actually looks really good. Yeah.
Yes, I totally dig it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a little bright for me personally. I don't like it that bright in here.
Right.
And it makes the accent lights difficult to see. So if I bring down just the light level, Now this is at 21% or 20.
Now it occurs to me too that you can probably control those Elgato lights from the Stream Deck.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes,
they're both
Here's the
Elgato.
interface on here. You have to slide the two levels. I'm sure you could turn them on and off. Yes.
Well, no, you should be able to, because I know you can do it with hue lights because I did it before. You can have a up and a down and just, tap, 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 tap to turn them up, tap, 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 tap to turn them down.
I think so. That was something we have to dig into because, I mean, hell, they're made by the same fucking company.
Well, exactly. I know it can be done.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's just a matter of plug-in.
Yeah, I say look at because I know that the Elgato has their whatever they call their software store, whatever they're calling it, to where you can download cool stuff for it. Just look for the lights, and there's got to be light controls in there. There's got to be.
Yeah. So he went the Elgato way. I went with the LED strips that I found in the boys' room and stapled to the wall over here where it's bright. You see where it's really bright?
Yeah.
Stapled them up over here, which is why
DIY.
Yeah. So I could go like that, and it kind of gets washed out, or I could go full rave. Yeah. That's
Well,
right.
I've got a LED strip of LED lights across the desk here that goes about 3/4 of the way down the desk that I picked up at Walmart. They were like $12, I think. And
yeah, that's what these are is and this is my second, because I ended up getting a $14 ring.
Yeah,
that I can do 2 levels and 2 colors with, but something like that. It's the cheapest one I could find, and this was the other one. The sticky is so bad since I found it on Aiden's underneath his bed because he was like, "I'm done with this," under the bed. So it has no sticky left. I can't.
Right.
There's just no sticky left.
And just as a heads up, I don't know if you guys have a store called Five Below near you anywhere. They now sell LED strip lights for $5.
Oh wow!
No, we don't have one of those, but we do have a Lidl, and every now and then they have LED strip lights in there.
Nice, yeah.
For like $4.99
Isn't that a Five Below down by the Walmart in North Augusta? Near the end of the the opposite end from the that Chinese buffet we go to.
I know there's a dollar store there, but I don't know if there's a Five Below or not. You're talking where the rental place is, right?
Near the end, yeah. There
the other
is a
end.
Five Below. I have seen one in Augusta. I just don't remember where.
Okay.
I thought it was in North Augusta.
Nah.
They've got a bunch of tech stuff. It's they got and it's one of those deals where they're mostly controlled by these little remote controls. Yeah. But I mean they're $5, so you play around with it, and if you break it or whatnot, you're only out $5.
Right.
But I mean they're LED lights, so assuming they last at all, they'll probably last forever. So
yeah. I've got 1/4 of this strip that's above me that's dead, and it's like, oh, it's dead. Oh well, fuck it.
Well, the Segotep case that I got, and Green got a Segotep case as well. It came with 3 LED fans in the front. After literally like 2 months, 2 of the LEDs. LED whatever stopped working in the fans, and the other one just it just killed itself, made a horrible noise, so I had to yank it out and replace it with
Did you see the reflection?
yeah.
So like I said, it's just stapled up there. There's the monitor where everybody is. Right above it's the LED. Oh, there's the ring light.
There's the ring light, yeah. I've got a ring light sort of up in the corner here that doesn't really do a whole lot, I don't think. Yeah, the lighting in here is just atrocious. I need to really do something about it.
I had a ring light, and I couldn't get a good color out of it, but also the fact that it was facing out, it just blinded me.
That's another reason I'm not a big fan of that one. Yeah.
So you were blinded by the light.
Yes.
Wrapped up like a douche.
Never heard that joke before, ever.
Up like a deuce, but anyway.
Douche.
Right?
Deuce.
Sploosh.
Anyway, on that note, let's call it a break here. We've been going for about an hour. Let's take a break and refuel and empty the tanks and whatever else we need to do here.
I don't want to grow up tonight. You've been out far too much lately. I have to stay home tonight. She's in love with him. Very much. She's in love with him. Very much.
All right. We are back from our break, everybody. I am totally stoked that you... Oh, it helps if I actually push the fucking button. I get the wrong script. I don't push the button. What the fuck am I doing here, right?
I don't even know.
Let's start again. And we're back. Thanks for sticking around. And that's right. And I'm totally stoked
Balls of steel.
that you could be here for the rest of these shenanigans. We've had a pretty successful break, and I hope you have as well. So let's get into this. Tommy!
Oh, thank you very much. So I'm glad that one came through.
That was perfect.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we have had a successful break. We have emptied what we needed to empty and refill, and ice cream has been consumed. By the way, if I can make I'm not going to say a recommendation. So these are Ritz Cheese Crispers.
And they're green.
Well,
it's a color scheme thing.
Well,
it's a camera thing. I know.
Yeah, no, camera's ridiculous. They are weird. They're not bad. They're not good. They're just kind of, I don't know. It's not like, oh, they taste like, Ritz that have cheese sprinkled on them. They're just, I don't know. They're weird.
It's like Harbor Bay crab boiled crackers or potato chips.
Yeah.
They're good, but they're boiled crab.
They're boiled crab crackers,
So,
right?
They're good, but they're boiled crab. What?
Would you like to regale them with the tale of Indian breakfast food?
All right.
Did that come in handy?
Oh,
if this is the particular story if I'm remembering the particular one you're talking about, I love Indian food. I do. And Mr. Blinktron here, Patrick, and his wife, the lovely, lovely wife, who's also a longtime friend of mine, they came down to see me a couple years ago. And they brought me these delicious Indian snacks from the local Indian grocery store that's up in their area, not mine.
Snacks.
Oh,
Yummy.
oh my God, it was so good.
They're so
Well, they were there for a couple of days. We had a grand time. Everything was great. It took me a couple of days to go through all the snacks. They were good. Well, something I not really paid attention to or noticed that when they got there, Christy had brought some breakfast cup.
kind of like ramen cups.
Yeah, like ramen cups.
Okay.
But it was Indian food. And they just forgot to take them when they left.
Oh no!
So
Forgotten them.
So that was on purpose.
Well, you asked for snack stuff, so we left all the snack stuff.
Okay. This wasn't a snack. This was a breakfast thing.
These are horrible. Shove them off on Green. He'll eat them.
That's kind of what it felt like after a while. But I was like, I want to try one. And I opened them, and you know how when like in the ramen bowls, you've got like the big hard pack of noodles, and then you see like maybe some kind of like a couple of chives or something else that are freeze dried. And then you open up the little pack of salt and sodium and pour it in there for flavor. Well, what was in this bowl, in this cup, looked like big flakes of fish food. And it didn't smell too terribly much better. Now, to be honest, I sort of kind of like that smell.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with aquariums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't mind. I do kind of like it.
Yep.
So I was like, what the fuck is this?
That's a smell, not a food.
So opened it up. And I was thinking, this is kind of looking forward to this. This is going to be some good shit, right? All the directions, put it in the microwave, pull it out. Smells good. Take a bite. There are a few things in my life I've ever actually felt the urge to spit out. It wasn't bad, but it was a long way from good. I wasn't going to throw them away. I did eat them. I powered through them. But thank you.
Well, I was talking about the one that you seem to have enjoyed, but then you were like, what is that? After you started breathing afterwards.
Oh, I don't remember which one it was, but oh my Lord, it was good. I don't remember, again, I don't remember the name of the flavor, but I remember that happening now. There was something I ate, and I plowed through that bag. And whatever it was, just smelled
Foul?
like rancid ass.
Mm.
It was awful.
Well, the way Christy put it when she had one, was like, oh my God, this tastes great. Ate it. Oh my God, this tastes great. She took a deep breath, breathed down. She's like, oh my God, what does that smell?
Nice.
What the fuck is that smell?
Then she took another deep breath and breathed back out. She's like, oh my God, what the fuck is that smell? And then kept eating. Then took a deep breath and breathed back out. She's like, what the fuck is that smell? And then she realized after she ate it smelled good in the outside. But after she ate it and then it started mixing with everything and she burped a little, it just had this odor to it. But it was fabulous taste.
Pungent.
Yes.
That
was later.
About that.
That was later.
Yeah.
So,
Sure, that wasn't
all right.
any pleasant either.
Going on
Either.
the same theme, what's the weirdest thing you guys have ever eaten? Good or bad? What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten? Like actually eaten, consumed.
I have a story.
Okay.
In 2002 or whenever it was, right after, it was just about maybe 2-3 months after 9/11. Oh, it was February. It was February of it was the following February. I took a trip to Japan and had an amazing time. But we were going to go out. The first 2 days, I was there for 2 weeks. My friend Robert said, I'm going to show you the tourist trap Japan. So we're going to go to like the 3-story McDonald's. We're going to go to the KFC that serves dragon rolls that you can't get in the States. All of it really good shit. So one day we decided to go down to Okinawa, and we were going to Odaku. We were going to the Odaku province. That's the word I've been looking for. We went down to Odaku, which was near the military base. So we walked down this long walk onto the military base. And we get to the end of the bridge, and there's all kinds of restaurants and this kind of stuff. Well, one of them is, have you ever seen those big, I know, Pagan Tech, I know you have. You've seen these, it's like someone took a big square sheet and then just kind of bent it in half. So it looks like half of a toilet paper roll or a cardboard paper roll. It's just weird corrugated metal.
Oh yeah, Quonset Hut.
Oh, Quonset Hut. Yeah, that's exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah.
And then there's like a door at either end, and then like a door in the middle. Anyway, they made one into a restaurant. Now, as we were walking towards it, on the outside are these wooden shelves that are nailed to the outside of the building, and various sea lives, fish, not all of which are fish, that are out there drying, and they're spiced. And these are some of the dishes you can order while you go inside. So went inside, and one of the dishes that I saw drying outside is one of the ones they actually brought me. And it was this cuttlefish that they had put slices. They didn't like slice it in half. They just slashed into it, exposing the inside, and then rubbed all kinds of spices and flavorings and shit directly into it.
Not the cuttlefish! The South Park episode where they were, was it Astamouth? Where they were eating cuttlefish at the beginning. Yeah, okay. Must have been me.
Yeah.
Had to be there.
Okay, well, that's terrific.
Yeah, so let's go on to the next one. That just fucked up the mood. Go for it.
Sorry.
Somebody else go.
You were talking about the cuttlefish being sliced.
No,
and being spiced.
no.
Weird food.
Well, that was the whole crux of the South Park episode. Was since they were this human centipede, the first one had a choice between something nice and cuttlefish. He goes, "I'm sorry, I got to choose cuttlefish."
I can't believe South Park is still going on after 20 years, more than that. I don't even know.
7?
Yeah, still going.
Crazy. So the weirdest thing that I've ever eaten, we were down in New Orleans. Now I've been to New Orleans several times, but I think it was when Patty and I were down there on our honeymoon. We were you've got the French Quarter, and then the French Quarter goes into a almost like a market area, almost like a like a flea market type of an area, and a lot of a lot of the outer ones are semi-permanent, people come and go, but then you get on the inside and a lot of these shops are permanent. Well, one of the places was selling gator tails to eat on a stick, gator tail on a stick. And we were like, you know what? When in Rome. And I got to tell you, it didn't taste like chicken. Didn't really taste like fish. Had a unique flavor. It was pretty good. I'd have to try it again. I mean, this has been years and years. We've been married for almost 24 years now. But I remember it being pretty good. Had sort of a I guess they had tried to make it, barbecue style or whatever. It was pretty good though. I mean, we finished the whole thing. I mean, in between the two of us, it was pretty big. But I remember it being pretty good. I mean, and generally speaking, neither one of us are particularly adventurous in our cuisine, In fact, when Green was staying down here, he introduced us to Thai food for the first time because we'd never really. You get your standard Chinese, of course, but Thai food is, not completely different, but it's very different from Chinese food. And we really enjoyed the Thai food because Pittsburgh has a lot of good Thai restaurants, and there was just this one in the Bloomfield neighborhood that we went to. It's actually just called Thai cuisine. That was the name of the restaurant. It was pretty
Nice.
good. Oh yeah, it was good. I would say other than that though, I mean, I say we don't get overly adventurous with our cuisine, generally speaking. Every now and then we'll try something new on a menu when we go someplace. But believe it or not, Jerry Formal is way more adventurous with his food than we are, because we're like, oh, we've got our standard favorites that we order off of the menu or whatever, and he'll be like, I think I'm going to try that, and I'm like, okay, and I don't think it's come back to bite him in the ass quite yet. It will one day, of course, but so far so good.
That's only Taco Bell.
Oh,
yeah. Well, not only Taco Bell. If I love sauerkraut on hot dogs, basically on anything. Oh, love sauerkraut and
that's
kielbasa.
not weird though.
No, it's not. But my point was that it does not love me. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay.
I have to sort of evacuate the premises after I eat sauerkraut, because cabbage of any sort actually.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Interact in that manner. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. So Peg, Blinktron, what is the weirdest thing you've had?
I mean, I'm pretty adventurous, so I don't think of anything that I've had as weird.
Okay.
But I've had everything from snails to squid, octopus, eel. I mean, I've had alligator. Yeah, that I don't like the texture of sea urchin, but I have had it, and it tasted good. I just don't like the texture.
I didn't care for the taste of it.
So I mean, nothing's really weird to me.
Yeah. Well,
I just listed off a whole bunch of them that most people have never really.
Yeah, exactly. Like, was it calamari is squid, right? Yeah.
That's probably the easiest way to get someone into trying squid is calamari.
There was, maybe I don't remember. I had it at a Italian restaurant somewhere. It was in Augusta somewhere, I think. Maybe it wasn't cooked well, but the texture was kind of rubbery or whatnot. It was a texture
if
thing.
If it's overcooked, it can be rubbery. If it's not cooked right, it can be rubbery.
Okay,
we actually
right. Yeah. So maybe next time I've got the opportunity, I'll try it again. But
we have a restaurant here that we like to go to that sells really good calamari, and I order it every time we go there.
So let me throw this out to the group here, and I know the answer for at least one of you. But so sushi, yay or nay?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. No. See, I'm not a sushi guy at all.
Zoomies.
Nope.
I imagine that's Tommy's more of a texture thing for you.
It's more of an uncooked fish thing for me. I just don't do it.
That is a misnomer. It is not actually raw or uncooked.
Okay,
that is an
tried
American
it before,
misconception.
and I don't like it. And I know there's like a million different variations or whatnot, but the ones that I have tried, I'm not a fan of.
Gotcha. And I was like that too. And then I ended up going to this place that Green took me called Azumi's, where they had a ton of different ones where I could go, that's interesting. No, not at all. This one, yeah, I'll try that one. Okay. Shit, they put that out. Different things like that. And then he taught me a little bit more about the soy sauce and the wasabi and how that's supposed to go. And I was like, okay, this is eye-opening and game changer. I'm digging this. And now that's our go-to. If somebody in the house graduates, a raise, a promotion, a new job, where you want to go? Zoomies.
Awesome. One of the big things that a lot of people in the West don't know about sushi. Not to get on my soapbox, but I'm getting on my soapbox.
Get on your soapbox.
It is not just any seafood that is used. These particular species of seafood, the different kinds, are only used because they are known to never get parasites. That's a big thing that a lot of people in the West are afraid of, is they think, they're getting raw seafood. No, it's not raw. For one thing, there are special freezers when they the trawlers used to fish for these particular seafood. Get them, they basically are thrown into this particular freezer, And if anything survives that freezer, it's going to take over the world within 5 days. Nothing survives these damn things. So if there was anything in it, it's dead. It's long dead. But again, these are particular seafood known for not getting parasites. Some years ago, there was a clip somebody put on YouTube. It was making rounds on Facebook, where somebody put what looked like a piece of red snapper with something crawling on it, and they were saying, "Oh, parasites, parasites." No, that looks suspiciously placed. It's also on the edge of a plate by itself. Nothing added up. Everything just screamed, "This is a setup. Somebody was doing this to be an asshole." And it's exactly what it was. Again, these particular fish, this sea life, is known for not having it. And it's a lot of it is kind of cooked in the same way that when you like lox, when you smoke something. It's not really raw, but it's not really cooked either.
Right.
It's cooked via a chemical reaction. Same type of idea. It's the same thing with sushi.
And to be honest, Tommy, they have so many different varieties. I don't get anything that I would consider, like you, to have raw something on it. There's enough variety where I can skip those and still be fully satisfied.
Yes.
Well, if I can interject this, you're not really selling me hard on it when the selling point is, oh, it doesn't have parasites. Oh, that's great.
I figured that was part of your argument.
There's
I
also
didn't say anything about parasites.
I know.
So I understand what he's talking about because Christy is kind of the same way. So she actually does stuff that is like, so one of her favorite rolls has tempura shrimp in it. So it's shrimp fried in tempura. And then wrapped into a roll with cucumber, avocado, and something else. And it's wrapped in rice and seaweed or whatever else is the paper. Yeah. And that's what she has. It's all cooked.
Sushi just literally translates
sushi
as with rice.
Right. Anything with rice.
You could have fried chicken sushi if you wanted. You can have fried okra sushi. You know,
and I've seen people that make rolls that like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or you can have with just vegetables.
Now, I will say that in the Strip District here in Pittsburgh, there is a fish shop. They specifically do fish of all. They get it shipped in fresh like every day. It's like, you know, the big tables with the piles of ice with the fish sitting on. I mean, it's one of those kind of places, right? And they have it shipped in every day. And they have a sushi chef or two on hand making it by hand. And apparently the dude is really, really good. I don't know because I've never eaten there. Well, I've never eaten the sushi from there before. Their fish sandwiches are just amazing, and the fish is like the size of your head. They're huge. The food there is really good, but I've never had the sushi. So if you guys are in town and want sushi, we'll go down. It's called Woolies, WHOLEYS or something like that. We'll go down to the Strip District and have, you know, you guys.
That sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So how about this, Tommy? As when you come down to Augusta, because that was one of the plans was to come down to Augusta, is we'll go to Izumi's and you can take a look and see all of the different varieties.
Sure.
And if you don't want any, they also have a hibachi grill and then the standard Chinese varieties and stuff. So
I love hibachi food, though, man. I love going to a Japanese hibachi grill, man. That's one of my favorites.
We've got a really good one.
Is this the place out in Evans?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty legit. That's the place that opened my eyes up to sushi to the point where I voluntarily get sushi at places now.
Yeah, that place is the best sushi I've had since I was in Japan. It's just fucking great.
Okay. All right. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I'll you know, I'm not saying I won't try it. It's just that the stuff I've tried in the past, I've not been a fan of. So.
Well, have you done rolls or have you tried to do nigiri? Because nigiri is what usually throws people off. That's the raw-ish fish on a bed of rice.
It's like
they were all
there's
rolled
a bed of rice and there's like fish on top of it and it's wrapped in seaweed. That's what a lot of people think sushi is.
Is that not?
That's nigiri.
That's not sushi. Sushi is basically literally stuffed with rice.
It's a subset of sushi, but it's not what sushi specifically is.
Okay, yeah, like I said, I'm certainly not opposed to going to Izumi and you know, trying some out. You know,
it's a good place.
We're going to Izumi's.
The place where I tried it, it was the vice president of the company I was working for had this fancy shindig at her house and had all this stuff laid out, and it was a huge spread of sushi and whatever else. And
I wonder if she got it.
Say again?
I wonder if she got it from like a grocery store.
I don't know if she made it or bought it. I have no clue, but I just not a fan.
Jimmy
7-Eleven
sushi.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so maybe maybe it was just not good sushi that I got. So I mean,
I'll say this in echoing Pagan Tech. My mom had tried sushi from at like parties, and it was a party tray of sushi. Not really good track record with that. Now
that was my history as
here
well.
On Washington Road. It's not great, but it's enjoyable.
Passable.
But Izumi's, they make it like let's say my screen here is the layout of the restaurant. You come in here. Here's the dining area. Right in the middle of the dining area is the kitchen where they make the sushi fresh, directly in front of you. You know how long it's been out there because you see they just made it.
That's pretty cool.
So it's
usually like 2 or 3 of the chefs back there doing it.
Yeah. And then it's behind plexiglass. So again, you see them cutting it up, rolling it up, making it all fresh.
The place here in Pittsburgh, you go in and you've got like the fish counters on that, down both sides of the inside of the building, and you've got another one in the center there. But right next to this big fish counter in the center is this booth where they do all the sushi right there. Because all the fish is fresh, so they obviously have everything fresh right there. So, again, I've never had it before, but if you guys are here visiting, we could certainly go to the strip and do that. And if I'm down in Augusta, we'll go to Izumi. And I also want to go to Genghis Grill again. Man, that place is man, I love that place.
Ladies and gentlemen at home, we are talking about Izumi's on Washington Road.
I didn't make out.
I wish, right?
That was, I think that was
cash register.
Cha-ching.
I wish, right? Oh, by the way, this is episode 17.
17. Dang.
Yeah.
I've just stopped. I think on all of my podcasts, I've just stopped trying to number them and just date them because it's easier. Because I'm starting to lose track of what's what and all that stuff. I think I'm just gonna, put a date on everything from now on.
Yeah, I got you on the YouTube playlist. I have them all numbered, and last one that I uploaded was 16, and that should be actually premiering tonight. I believe.
All right. Well, if I need to know what number it is, I'll just hop over to the YouTube channel and check that out. Yeah, for sure. Cool. All right. Well, in stark contrast, then, what is Yin's guys' favorite food? What is your if somebody said, okay, it's your birthday, it's whatever, we're going out. What's your favorite food? It could be at a restaurant or home cooked or whatever.
Well, let me get my worst food out.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not really the worst food, but it's the strangest food.
Okay.
I know that I've had it. I kind of remember the taste. I was a kid, so I grew up in Alaska, and one of the things that they have up there is called Eskimo ice cream. Have you ever heard of Eskimo ice cream?
No, but it sounds suspicious.
Yes, it does.
One of the things that is needed in the Eskimo kind of the civilization is energy, especially something that you can have energy as traveling. So traditionally, it's some sort of fat, like whale fat or walrus fat or something like that, mixed in with berries that you find in the area to sweeten it.
Okay.
The one that I had wasn't fat. It wasn't specifically any specific type of fat. It was lard mixed with blueberries and sugar. And that was what we had.
Interesting.
It is very interesting, and it is not something that you want to walk into not knowing what the hell you're eating.
Is it, it's got to be a weird texture, though, right?
It's very weird texture. It's a little grainy, but then there's the weird softness of the lard as it's melting, and then the blueberries had a very specific flavor to them as well, and it's a thing. I can't say I enjoyed it. I can remember eating it, but I can't say that it was top tier on my list of things that I wanted to eat.
I think so. Yeah, that just sounds. I mean, you know, when you're out there like that, you got to do what you got to do. I guess there's it's a traveling food from the Middle East that's been made for thousands and thousands of years. It's essentially milk/yogurt that's smashed into a ball and it dries out and it keeps for 20 or 30 years or something ridiculous like that. And they'll keep it in a bag. And as they're going across the desert, if they need something to eat, they'll just grab one of these things out and on. And they, over the years, they've, done different flavors and this and that and everything. I'll have to look up. I don't even remember what it's called. I was reading something about it the other day. And
proteins, and I'm sure some sort of lactose in there as well, and flavors and
stuff like that, just to sustain you. Basically, it's not like you're sitting down to a gourmet meal, but it'll sustain you. And plus, it's always those things too. It's always a matter of how long and how well something keeps, because if you're hiking across the desert for a month, you're not gonna, most food is gonna go bad unless it's dried meats or these little balls of whatever they were. I can't remember what they were called.
I remember Aunt Fanny, who was one of the homesteaders from Alaska. She would talk about candied salmon eyes. That was not a go-to, and I did not have those.
Yeah, no.
Ew.
I mean, and I realize that modern day man has we've gotten soft as far as what foods will eat, but once upon a time, it's like, hey, if you catch something and slaughter it, you're gonna eat and or use every single bit of it. That's where pickled pig's feet come from, and chitlins, and
you eat what you have to. When it comes down to it, you will eat what you have to.
Exactly. Yes. And I'm not saying that I would ever eat or have ever eaten those things, because I have not and I will not. But nonetheless, that's why you still see them in the stores sometimes, because that's what people grew up on. And it's just like, hey, I want some chitlins. And here's another example too. Haggis. Haggis is pig intestine wrapped in a sheep's stomach. Now, I've had haggis before
with wheat, right? Wheat and oats.
Yeah, there's several different ways to do it. I've had it on several occasions. It can be really good and it can be really revolting, but in either case, it smells like boiled ass. It smells fucking atrocious. But if it's made right, it's actually really good. You can spread it on a cracker. You can there's a bunch of different things you can do with it. But if it's
boil
not
them,
done well,
stick them in a stew.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tommy, I want to ask you about haggis.
Sure.
You said it's sheep's intestines wrapped in
a sheep's stomach, or wrapped in a sheep's
Okay. So what part of it are you spreading on the cracker?
Well, you mash it all up, essentially. I mean, it's not
so it's a mash. It's not actually, they don't bring you out a stomach with intestines in it.
Well, they do. Technically, yes, that's exactly what they do, because generally speaking, it's still going to be wrapped in either a part of the intestine or a part of the stomach. But they mash up, the intestines or whatever, and shove it into this receptacle, being a stomach or whatever, and then they rubber band it up, or they tie it up with string or whatnot, and it's
like
sort of
sausage.
Kinda, yeah.
You are eating the stomach wrapping and the mashed up intestine.
You can, yes, but generally you don't. What a lot of people do is when they serve it, they'll put it in the middle of a plate and they'll just split the casing, if you will, right down the middle, and then you've got all the haggis essentially inside the
ones I'm familiar with have wheat and barley or wheat and oats, and then mixed in with some other miscellaneous meats.
Right, and that's one of those things where they basically used what they had on hand to make their food, And once again, if it's done right, haggis will last you for about months, but it'll last a good long while. It won't go bad right away.
Well, I mean, have you ever had tripe?
No, I haven't had tripe actually. No,
I guess that's one of the weird things I've had then.
Oh, really? Okay. What is it? I've heard of it, but what is it?
Basically, it's cow stomach. So cow stomachs have these long tendrils that come off the wall, that just absorb everything around it. But
It's
while
the
it's eating,
connective tissue that holds the organs together internally.
it's if it's done
Exactly.
right, it is amazing.
Really?
Yes, it doesn't smell bad either.
Oh, okay.
Green's response?
It is the most. It is the most foul texture I've ever had in my mouth.
Not
It was
if it's
horrid.
done well. That you've had, yes, I've had it before, and it was almost to the point of being very tender steak level of toothness to it. It was really good, really flavorful, but it was also in a Vietnamese restaurant.
Tripe is only one of two things in my entire life, two foods that has actually made me gag and spit it out. It was
Really?
god awful.
What was the other?
It was tripe and hold on, I just had it. Fuck.
Mountain oysters.
No,
Had those.
it was. I hate to give you ammo. I hate to give you ammunition.
Those were actually pretty good.
But it was a particular kind of sushi.
Oh, okay.
And it had the texture of snot with fat marbles in it.
You sure you weren't eating oysters? Because that sounds exactly like an oyster.
That sounds like that sounds like urchin.
Oh no, what urchin? Urchin is ground up like a paste. This is, and they do serve it at Izumi. I will warn you away from it. I'll go that. Yeah, avoid that. Don't touch that. But it's like pink and yellow. It's even the color of a loogie. It's awful.
Lung butter.
Yeah. That and tripe are the only two foods that have ever made me actually gag.
Wow.
Just awful.
Interesting.
I'm done.
So anyway,
Now, I have had mountain oysters on Kodiak when we did our clip and tag. We did end up with a bucket, and we had mountain oysters that evening. They were pretty good. It was definitely interesting, but that's what they served, and that's what we ate.
So, like, have you guys ever gone to a restaurant and had fresh oysters, like right out of the shell?
oh
No.
yeah.
I had them
But
once,
that's
and
not-
that was
That's not strange.
that's very strange.
A lot of people do.
My
Yeah,
mom
gross.
would
People
eat
do that. That
oysters.
doesn't make it not strange.
Dude, my mom would eat oysters in front of my sister and I. Would eat them on the half shell and fucking chew them up in front of us.
No.
Yeah.
Just to gross you out.
Yes.
Yeah.
To gross us out.
No. Gross.
Nope. I like
but-
oysters. Good.
But wrapping back around to Izumi for a second,
Right.
it was taking mom to Izumi and trying real, fresh sushi that was not off of a shelf somewhere, and she loved it. It is a different experience to have it done
Yeah.
professionally, to have it made by people
Right.
who
Yeah, like I said, I'm certainly not opposed to it. I mean, in a situation like that, I would have to have somebody there to point out, okay, you'll probably like this. You probably want to avoid,
Yep.
the tripe crackers or whatever, avoid the urchin paste,
You
that
may.
kind of stuff. Yeah. So, like I said, you don't have to talk me into it anymore. We'll definitely hit Izumi next time I'm in town. But, yes. The Peg and Tech looked like you had something to
No,
say.
that was the.
Oh, okay. Cool. Nice. So, all right. So, let's get back to favorite foods then.
Mine's easy.
Okay.
Sushi.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Whenever it's a celebration time, whenever it's we're celebrating anything, birthdays, whatever. It's where do you want to go? Sushi. It's everybody in the house.
Same here.
Yeah.
Hands down, that's what I want.
Yep.
That's a common thing though. I think for uncommon best of thing that I can think of is I have to be in a really specific mood to make it. Is Clinker Dagger Bickerstaff and Pets Public House Burnt Cream.
Gesundheit.
The fuck?
Yeah.
I'm
with
a restaurant. The restaurant was called Clinker Dagger Bickerstaff and Pets. It's a public house, and they served a burnt cream. It was $18 for a thing of burnt cream. Is about this big. This was in the 80s. that we had this.
Now, is this something in Alaska once again?
The restaurant was located in Anchorage, and there was another restaurant in Washington, but I think they've gone out of business. Their recipe lives on. It is creme brulee.
That's what I was about to ask. It's just a creme brulee.
It is a creme brulee, but it's made slightly different ingredients, so it's more British than it is French.
Because nobody likes French, right?
Yeah, right. I have to be in a mood to make it because it is a detailed process, but I will just about murder somebody for that.
So let's go on a quick tangent here. So is anything in Alaska named normally? Because anytime you mention something with a bunch of random vowels and it's like, oh, that must be from Alaska because it sounds fucking weird. Like Igigik. Who, I mean, okay, it's probably an Eskimo native.
Yeah. It's a word that means the end of the river.
Okay. So, and I
mouth
suppose
of river, but yeah.
A lot of people would consider like Allegheny to be a weird, a weird word.
Or Bucksnort.
That's pretty weird.
Bucksnort. But yeah, anytime something weird, like it's some weird, it's Bobolink and Snarfblats. This and I'm like, oh, that must be from Alaska. Oh, okay. The Sniggle Fritz Express. Oh, that must be a train in Alaska, apparently, because
that's the one.
Weird name.
It goes to Fairbanks.
It could be an airplane too. So
yeah. Oh, I've got a good story about that. So I was one of these places I worked out on the other side of town, and I was sitting in traffic, and I was waiting for a train. Actually, it's one of the more industrial parts of town. And this little sort of borough, township, whatever you want to call it, is called Blawnox. Blawnox. Blawnox, right? It was named after the guy who founded the township or, whatever. So I'm sitting there at the train waiting. So I, of course, get out the phone and I, put on Facebook, stuck on a train, stuck waiting for a train in Blawnox, headed home, blah, blah, blah. Somebody answered before I even got home, somebody said, Blawnox? That sounds like a villain from Harry Potter. Where are you? I always thought that always cracked me up. It sounds like a Harry Potter villain. Where are you? I just got finished with my shift at Hogwarts. Anyway, back to food though. I don't know that I have a lot of places that I like to go. I'm not, like I said, I'm not particularly adventurous with my cuisine, to be perfectly honest. I like a good steak. I mean, everybody loves a good steak, but
yeah.
Given my druthers, I love fish. So pretty much, I mean, like I said, I think really the only fish that I
love fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't sushi.
Right. Because
yet.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll see. I do like seafood though, but it has to be cooked.
What's your favorite seafood?
Probably have you ever had swordfish?
I have.
Swordfish is really good. Yeah,
yes,
that
it is
one of those things that you don't get very often because not a lot of places serve it, but it's really good. Your standard run of the mill tilapia, I like. Shrimp, of course. In all of its various and sundry, forms.
Jumbo out of the Augusta Mall used to have a swordfish steak.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Salmon. Salmon is probably my favorite fish. I love salmon. And I think it's because when I was a kid, my grandmother used to make salmon patties for my sister and myself when we would stay there.
Did you eat the bones?
Say again?
Did you eat the bones?
No. We always picked the bones out.
Oh,
yeah.
Gross.
They're good.
Yeah, but salmon patties.
You can have all the salmon.
Salmon, just general. I like salmon, but salmon, crab. I love like crab cakes, like king crab. Where you crack open the legs and all. That's awesome. It's boiled. It's boiled. It's boiled.
No.
Yeah.
What are you? So what are you gesturing about then?
Crab.
Yeah.
Never mind. Skip it.
It's not sushi. I mean, there might be crab sushi, but if you get the crab legs and crack it open and all that stuff, it's
What is Blink's last name?
Oh,
Oh my.
sorry.
God, are
I'm
you
sorry.
sure you're not a blonde under there?
Yeah.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
But yeah, crab legs, awesome.
I mean,
Lobster,
right-
of course.
Right over his head. Of course, he didn't have that height of travel.
It did. I need my hair to get longer so I can catch these things as they come across. But but yeah, so I'm a seafood fan. You know, Red Lobster is probably a poor example, generally speaking, but I mean, there's a lot of good seafood places. You know, aside from Red Lobster, of course. One of the best places was we went to, two places actually. So years ago, Patty and myself and some friends rented a beach house down in Charleston, and we went to a seafood house right there on the ocean. And
Oh yeah.
we had, I don't remember the name of the place or whatever, but I mean, it was right there on the ocean. So obviously the seafood was fresh. And that was we had a low country boil with everything. Oh man, it was so good. And then there's a place in Tarpon Springs, which is part of the Tampa area, I think, down there in Florida. And there was I was down there on business, so I was there by myself, but I went to a little seafood place there, again, right on the ocean. And I think I had crab and a couple things here. It was really, really good, though. I'd say that was been 20-ish years ago. Good stuff, though.
The wife and I got to go to. Liam had a school event up in Boston.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah.
So we dropped him off at that, and then we took off up the road and went up to Salem.
Nice.
And there was a seafood restaurant right there on the bay in Salem. We went out there and had lunch, and that's where I got my first lobster roll.
Oh, yeah.
True northeastern lobster roll.
Yeah, hell yeah.
My God, that was good.
And you got to get. Did you get any clam chowder while you're up there?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh man, I love me some clam chowder.
Clam chowder was great, but it's different than West Coast clam chowder.
It's very different.
Because I've had it in San Francisco before.
Yeah.
And they're both good,
right?
In their differing ways.
They're different. Right? Yeah,
I would have either one any day.
Yeah.
Right.
But the lobster roll was holy shit.
Yeah.
There's a place here in North Augusta called Deshawn's that is
I forgot about that
hole
place.
in the wall. It's this rundown shack-looking place. It is packed out to the road when they're open. They're open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's it.
Is that place that's down there near the corner of Atomic and 25?
Yes.
That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, the food there is amazing. We ate there a couple times. Yeah. Food there is really, really good. Yes.
They don't advertise. They don't need to.
Really need to, yeah. So, again, I think I know at least one person's answer to this, but since we're talking about food, are we all in agreement that Waffle House is great food and better at night than it is pretty much?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. And that's the thing. There's like one Waffle House up here, and it's like a 45-minute drive for us, but we've gone a couple of times.
Yeah.
I actually introduced a friend of mine to Waffle House a while back. We were out on the motorcycles and stopped somewhere. He's like, "Well, where do you want to have lunch?" I was like, "Well, we're real close to Waffle House." He's like, "I've never been there." I was like, "What? You've never been to Waffle House? We got to go." And of course, he loved it. Because, who doesn't love Waffle House? I mean, come on.
We'd like to go to the Waffle House in North Augusta on Christmas Day evening, like 8 or 9 at night. Because they're always open. We'd love to go there because it's usually dead. And we just have fun and cut up with the waitresses and cut up with the cooks and just have fun.
I remember many a late night at Waffle House when we lived out at the pit. There was nothing else. Nothing else to eat. Okay, well, Waffle House it is, and we'd finish getting ready for the Samhain Smash, and finish for the day at least, and head up to either Waffle House or Huddle House. We would switch out, but I think it was mainly Waffle House that we went to. But
Tommy hates going to Waffle House with me.
I
know exactly what it is.
I don't hate going to Waffle House with you. I hate the way you order your waffles every single time.
Oh no! Do tell.
Details.
Okay, I do this because I do this because number one, it's fun. I think it's funny. Everybody thinks it's funny. Tommy hates it. What it is I do this a long time ago. I learned if you address a wait staff by their name or do something that actually makes them smile or crack up, they'll pay extra attention to you.
Yep.
And they won't forget you. They will remember you. When you walk in the door, they'll be right on it. It's a better tactic than giving a good tip. They will want to serve you. And that is, whenever I go up there to order, I usually get like the All-Star Special, which is like some sausage and grits and 2 pieces of toast or 2 muffins.
Grits are nasty.
And usually. And a thing of scrambled eggs or of eggs, however you like them. And a waffle.
Weird.
So I will always tell them I want to get the All-Star Special. I want to get the add eggs scrambled, add cheese, grits, add cheese, raisin toast for the toast, breakfast sausage, and I'll take a boy waffle.
Oh my!
And the waitress invariably
invariably
stops and goes. I mean, they'll pause for a moment and go, "What was that, dear?" I'd like a boy waffle. What do you mean? You don't know the difference between boy waffles and girl waffles? And which I usually get this bewildered look, and I go, boy waffles have nuts. I'm ordering a pecan waffle, and that's when they dawns on them, and I always get some kind of goofy, silly, fun laugh reaction. And they remember me every time I go. They know exactly what I want.
Meanwhile, everybody else at the table is just going,
exactly.
That's only because you know what's coming.
That's true.
Yes. Now, I don't use it on the same waitress each time.
It only works once, right?
Yes, it only works once.
Yeah, that's true.
And I have seen that. We've been to Waffle House together, and he's ordered it like that. So I've actually had that in my brain a couple of times. So I'm like, yes, I'd like a boy waffle, please. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Well, don't you know it's got nuts?
It completely breaks the ice. And I've seen it. There's a waitress that I've seen down here, and she smiles at me every time I walk in. This is before I even started doing the beard green. It can completely change a waitress's day. It can completely change someone's day because they may have a shitty day, and you come in and you crack a simple, stupid,
silly joke, right?
A 7-year-old, a seventh grader's joke.
Yep.
And it just changes it. And I like instigating joy.
Yep.
And if it
I like provoking happiness.
Yeah. But
so that's why I do that. That is, in fact, exactly why I do that.
And as soon as you said that, I knew exactly what you're talking about, because every time I'm just like, here we go.
I've seen you bury your face. I've seen you turn away and grumble. And usually that makes me more determined.
Yeah. And because
what can I get for you, hun?
Waffle House together a lot over the years. So but just to revisit one thing, yes, grits are disgusting.
No, they are not.
It's like
you have no taste.
I got a grit story for you.
Okay.
A very good friend of mine lives in Australia, native Australia, came over to the U.S. He travels regularly. He works for and owns his own media company. Came over to the U.S. He was actually traveling around the country for a documentary. And I can probably plug it on here. I know he won't mind. But he came over to the U.S. And he was actually traveling all around the world for this documentary. I'll talk about it sometime if you really want to hear about it. But he was up in Atlanta. He was about an hour north of Atlanta when he realized he didn't know just how close he was to Augusta. And he found out that I lived down here. He's like, holy shit, I need to interview you. You're just a couple of hours away. So got on a bus, or rented a car rather, came down to Augusta. We did the interview. And he was like, I want to go someplace. And I've got this little exchange here has happened with several friends of mine from around the world when they come to the area. He said, I want to go someplace that is uniquely Southern and uniquely American that I won't find anywhere else in the world. And I went,
Easy.
I know exactly where we're going.
Yeah,
I took him to Old McDonald's Fish Camp.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I love their food.
Took him to Old McDonald's Fish Camp.
Yeah.
He had never heard of hush puppies. He knew what grits were, but he'd never tasted them. So I took him down there. And the day we were there, was a the Purple Hat Society, these older ladies who all wear big purple hats.
Yep.
They were having a Purple Hat Society day there.
Wow.
And they loved his accent and would not leave us the fuck alone to eat dinner. Well, it was fun. It was fun, to be honest. They weren't rude at all. They just wouldn't go the fuck away.
They were just fascinated by the Aussie.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
So we finally are able to enjoy our meal. And he looked at me and said, okay, I want to try grits. So they brought him a bowl of grits, and they brought him a bowl of cheese grits and a couple different other types of grits. And he didn't dislike them, but they were not what he expected. He expected them to be gritty. And they were not gritty. He was prepared for that, and he got grits. And he realized that you could put other stuff in it to make it good, which I got to admit, just plain grits to me,
No, you can't.
I got to leave it. Yeah. But I like putting butter or sugar or strawberry or whatever. I like spicing my grits up.
You could make $100 bills into grits, and I would still not like it.
You just haven't had the right one.
No, I've been doing that for 30 years or more, and I've tried grits in every form and fashion, and they all are disgusting. Like I said, look, it's a naked woman. I'll put her in grits. Nope, still don't like grits.
Cream of what?
Nope.
Now, going back to the grits thing with my friend Mal.
Although I got to tell you, though, if you were going to introduce somebody to grits for the first time, that would be the place to do it out at Old McDonald's Fish Camp, because their food's amazing out there.
Yes, it is. It is, absolutely. Well, he had, like I said, he'd never heard of hush puppies either. I explained to him the concept of what they are, and he just thought that sounded really fucking weird. Well, at the time, Old McDonald's had like 3 different varieties of hush puppies, and it was all you could eat hush puppies. Like the grits was all you could eat grits.
Oh yeah, the hush puppies was the last time we were out there, because the Campbells love going out there. And the last time we were all out there in the group, it was all you can eat hush puppies, and man, we put a hurting on those things.
And boy, he sure did. He said there's nothing in Australia does not have any equivalent to hush puppies.
Interesting.
Really?
He fucking loved them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Wow.
yay, success.
Yeah, good
So
stuff.
he didn't care for the grits only because of the texture.
Cuisine. Yeah, if you were introducing him to Southern cuisine, that was certainly the place to go, because
Absolutely.
it's a little too backwoods country for me, generally speaking. But man, their food is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
They kind of strike me like
Except for the grits.
their atmosphere kind of feels like what's that place? Beyond Casual, Reinhardt's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of a Reinhardt's vibe. Yep. Do you
I
guys
like
remember?
Reinhardt's.
You know what else kind of vibe I get from that place? Do you guys remember that it was a national chain? Do you guys remember Po Folks?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
There was one in Augusta, and it's kind of the same vibe, and it's kind of the same, sort of concept, except Po Folks was a chain, but same kind of vibe as Po Folks, I think.
Yes.
I think those closed down in like the early 80s, but
They
anyway.
did, which sucked. I love Po Folks.
Back in Augusta, my go-to place would have been Sconiers.
Oh, Sconiers, yeah. Sconiers barbecue, yeah, good
I've
barbecue.
been there once. I've driven by there a ton, but I've been there
a
once.
million times, right? Yeah.
Have you been to their current place? Not where they used to be, where they had like the big water wheel outside, but to the new place.
I've been to the
they
one that
moved?
has the giant hollowed out tree.
Okay, they're not there anymore.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Well,
That was the
Wow.
original. They had a brand new building built about maybe 10 years ago, maybe longer.
I guess
but
it's
the
been
new
about
place
that long
is
since I've been on that side of Augusta often.
I love them though. I've been there several times. That's one of the 2 places that when I have visitors from out of country come here, I'll recommend either Old McDonald's Fish Camp or Sconiers, because Sconiers, I mean, I'm not honestly a terribly big barbecue fan. What I like, but I'm incredibly picky about it. But Sconyers has catered like 3 fucking presidents.
Mm-hmm.
They're not bad.
No, they're not bad.
legit.
And if we're talking barbecue, that place in North Augusta, Pot Smoker, man, their food is so.
Yes.
Oh my God, I would drive down to Augusta just to eat at Pot Smoker. Man, that place is awesome.
Yes, it is.
I love that place. Yeah. Well, I got a quick story before we wrap it up. So I went down there. This was before Patty and I moved. We moved back for like that 2 years. So I had gone down there ahead of time to like interview for jobs and this and that and the other thing. And staying with Tim, of course. So Tim and I are like, oh, let's go out and eat. So the plan was to go to eat at what is now again the Hardee's over there on 25 that we used to hang out at when we were younger. Like that was the go-to place was Hardee's. We hung out there way too much. But anyway, so we're on the way down 25 and we're almost to Hardee's and we passed by the Pot Smoker. Now keep in mind, I'd never heard of the place or been there before. Tim's like, oh my God, they're open. Pulls a U-turn in the middle of Highway 25 to pull. I'm like, what in the hell is going on here? He's like, we've got to eat here. He said this. I was like, all right.
Is that the one in Belvedere?
Yes. Yeah.
Used to be at the Chinese buffet right around at the end of the driveway where I used to
Maryland
live.
Fried Chicken,
Yeah.
if you remember that.
Yes.
Yeah, the Popeyes. No, it used to be. It turned into a Popeyes. Hardee's.
No, that was never. It was no. Maryland's Fried Chicken.
Oh, the Maryland's
Remember-
Fried Chicken. Okay, yeah.
Remember where my grandmother used to live?
Yep.
It was right there.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Called the Pot Smoker.
That's
Okay,
what Pot
yeah.
Smoker is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Phil, you're right. The Hardee's turned into a Popeyes for years, and now it's at least it was when I was there last time. It was back to
It
a
is.
Hardee's. So,
Yeah, Christy used to work there.
yeah. So Tim,
Christy.
risking life and limb, whips a U-turn on 25 and pulls into Pot Smoker, and amazing food. So I got a pulled pork plate, and I could only eat about half of it. I literally kept half of it. Yeah, they give you a lot of food. Took the other half 600 miles back here, and Patty reheated it, and she's like, I can't believe how good this barbecue is. So it lasted 600, the 600-mile trip back up here, and how much time it elapsed. Yeah, their food is awesome. That's one of the first places I'm going to go when we go back to visit, and of course, Zaxby's.
Zoomies.
I swear, when I get my teeth fixed, that's one of the first places I'm going to Zaxby's.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a kickin' chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is my favorite because I cannot eat one right now. I just can't. I wish I could, but that'll be the first thing I do. That and a 10 box of hard shell tacos from Taco Bell.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I think Patrick is of the same opinion that I am. Is when you go to Zaxby's, the chicken and the fries are really just an excuse to get the Zaxby sauce into your mouth.
Absolutely.
Without looking like a complete savage, you're just drinking it right out of the little plastic container.
I'm like 4 sauces, please.
Just stick a straw in it. We'll be good.
Yep. Yeah. Oh man, that stuff is awesome. All right. Well, now I need to get a snack. Anyway, I think I did not see this conversation turning towards food, but I think it's
not?
So
exactly.
one last thing about food. So you were talking about gross food.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had the hash and rice from Sconyers?
Yes, I have.
I actually like hash, so I don't know that I've had from Sconyers.
So, no, it's fucking delicious.
Mhm.
Whenever my father-in-law come up, and he would say, "So, do you want me to bring some up for you?" And I would say, "Yes." How much can you afford? And I would
I'll
get
freeze the
3
rest.
tubs of hash, bring up, and it would last me for about a week, and I would destroy it. But their hash there is amazing. But the gross part is oh God, how long ago was that? It was years ago. When we had a bunch of people down to Augusta, and it was my old EverQuest guild, just to give you an idea how long ago it was.
Cool.
And we all went to Sconyers for dinner, and I was like, you don't like mushy things or things you're not sure what's in it, don't order the hash. Someone who's kind of squeamish ordered the hash, started eating it, and I forget who it was, but someone's like, "You know what's in that, right? You know how that's made, right?" Like, no. I was like, "Shut up! Don't tell them. Think about it.
That's how they make the
Just
sausage.
enjoy the flavor." Yeah, it's like, don't ask how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
You got to let me add on to that. You got to let me add on to that story.
Go
This
for
is
it.
a relevant story. Regarding with the, don't ask what it is. You don't want to know what it is. You'll like it as long as you don't know what it is. This is a true story. When Japan first opened their shores way back when and started trading with other countries and other civilizations, they found out that a lot of the visitors liked the food. They enjoyed the food until they found out what it was. So what they started doing is I don't know the Japanese language version. I don't know the words for this in Japanese, but they would, when people would ask what they said, I really like this. What is it? They would say, "Do you like fish?" And people would say yes, and their response would be, "It's a different kind of fish," or "It's another kind of fish," and they'd be on their merry way.
Technically, it lives in the water.
It's another kind of fish.
Yeah.
Well, cool. All right. So I think this is a good point to wrap it up. Now, keep in mind, next week, the Roundtable of Fools will probably not air, at least not on my air, on Thursday. I don't know if Pagan Tex, if we're able to Discord with him, he might be able to run it on his YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Pagantech, Pagantek.
I'm going to try. I should be back from the hospital on Thursday.
Okay, well, don't try too hard. I mean, your recovery is more important than our little podcast here. So
they say that I should be out by Thursday. If everything goes perfect, then Thursday afternoon I should be released.
Okay. And if you don't feel up to it, it's fine. I'll just record it locally, and then we'll just go from there. We can.
Yeah, no worries.
Long and short of it is, I will be the short of it. Get it? Boom, boom. I will be out of town.
Got that in spades.
Next weekend. So the Roundtable will probably not air, so it'll probably just be auto DJ. Most of the weekend programming won't happen just because, unless Rob's doing it, I'm going to have the board with me, so there'll not be anything coming live from here. But that being the case, sdnradio.com, go by there, check out the schedule. Twitch.tv/Malignant Gnome, that's where I stream on occasion various and sundry video games. So stop by and check it out. And Pagan Tech, why don't you go next and follow it up with Green Bear, and then Patrick can show us his plug again. So,
oh my! I got a button for that. This one.
Zoom.
Nope, that's not it.
Wow.
Okay. Yes. Let's see. Twitch is twitch.tv/. Yes, twitch.tv/. Oh, he muted it. Twitch.tv/.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. Twitch.tv/Pagatek, Pagantek. Usually streaming some flight sim game or sci-fi games like Kerbal, Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, or doing some photography stuff. Photoshop. I might actually end up streaming some of that next week, maybe. Depends. I got a photo gig coming up, so I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty jazzed. And this is youtube.com/Pagatech is what you're watching right now. So, and I do appreciate the watches. Smash that like button, hit the bell for notifications, etc., etc. There we go.
Green Bear.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands!
Yeah, the Green Bear.
Jazz finger. One.
That's like stick finger.
One or two.
Is that your oncologist? Proctologist.
Proctologist.
Proctologist. Anyhow.
No.
Oh my.
On stream on Twitch. I mainly do a couple action games. I play Warframe, City of Heroes. Have every intention of streaming coming up soon. The new Aliens Fireteam Elite. I'm totally fucking digging that game. We'll be streaming Back for Blood when it comes out in October. And currently, I'm streaming a few other games. I'm streaming Maneater, which you've not played it or watched it. It's a fantastic. It's fun to watch, just for the bloodshed and violence. The graphic nature is a lot of fun, and it's a bit satisfying. It's satisfying. But aside from that, I am a variety streamer. I do a number of different streams, but right now I'm working on those primarily. I also have my brand. Whoa, hello.
Just trying to get away.
Baby.
Watch him juggle.
My Precious is going to get installed soon, which means I'm going to start bringing. I've already begun bringing in a whole new level to my streams because I like being silly and goofy, and I like engaging my viewers. So come up and see me sometime.
What kind of engagement is that?
So Patrick, plug. You got to do it.
Oh, I got to do it. What?
You got to do it. It's a tradition. There we go.
There it is.
I'm feeling very plugged right now.
And in focus and whatnot. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us, and I will pass it back to Phil. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And get your vaccinations. Do all the things. Wear your masks. And we will see you in 2 weeks. So take it away, Pagan Tech.
Hey, thanks everybody for sticking around for this, the Round Table of Fools, where our idiots, nincompoops, and ne'er-do-wells, we've wasted enough of your time. We're headed off to the sunset for tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.
in love with him.